Hey everyone, welcome to Habs tonight. I'm Steffi back on here with Drew Dekes, and we're going to talk about the game tonight. So, Drew, what'd you think?
Well, I'm waving the flag. That's probably a good sign right now. I got like 4 or 5 of these downstairs, just hanging around, So I thought I'd bring it out today, and then got the toque on because we're hoping that today was the last day of winter here. But anyway, as far as the game goes tonight, obviously another great one by the Habs. So close to another shutout, though, eh? Like we almost had back-to-back
Painful.
shutouts.
It's painful when it's that close.
Yeah. Jake Allen playing a great game though, but yeah, definitely nice. And Paul Byron, Jake Evans, liking that line. Jake Evans probably best game probably as a Montreal Canadian. That's an easy one to say.
Oh, yeah, 100%. I was going to say first star for sure. He just had so much confidence. He was doing everything. The assists, the skating, putting it on net, like everything. And I was thinking before too, I'm like, okay, Jake Evans 100% first star, but then Tatar also coming in, this gave him a 5-game point streak, 2 points tonight. I mean, they're all just contributing. So it's tough to even pick the first star. But yeah, Jake Evans definitely, I don't know how they're going to take him out of the lineup once Stahl comes in.
Yeah, it's a good problem to have, right? Because these are the points that you absolutely have to get near the end of the season like this, and having Stahl still on the way, and then you've got Toffoli. Is anybody else forgetting about Tyler Toffoli right now because he's still out of the lineup, and that's a good sign if you're not noticing some of your best players in the lineup.
I was missing him a bit tonight because I don't know. I was watching on RDS and they were talking about how Anderson seemed a bit frustrated. Like he was getting chances, he was taking good shots, but he just wasn't hitting the net. He's been off the score sheet for a couple games now. I mean, he's not playing bad, but just to compare from how he was playing at the beginning of the season, he's clearly a bit frustrated. And I don't know, maybe when Toffoli's back in, they even each other out and they'll both get going again. But yeah, I'm definitely excited for Toffoli to get back.
Yeah, it could be why Josh fought again the other night, right? I mean, he can't just be standing pat out there. He's got to get involved somehow. So I hear what you're saying there. But yeah, once Toffoli gets back, gets Stalzy in the mix. Frolik's looking good too. I mean, I think you and Brandon touched on that the other night. He's doing his job, right? He doesn't look like a guy who's out of place. He's just coming in, getting his minutes, and making some good defensive plays, I've noticed as well.
Yeah, I agree. And he's getting the help on the third, fourth lines as well. Like Paul Byron's really stepped up recently. Lehkonen, obviously Jake Evans. So yeah, Frolik's fitting in really nice with them.
Oh yeah, I mean, I said to Brandon, I'm like, man, Paul Byron coming back into this third line role is absolutely perfect because that's why Paul Byron makes the salary cap that he makes. I mean, some Habs fans will kind of be disgruntled by the fact that he makes this much while being a fourth line guy, but he earned that, right? I mean, he earned that before getting dropped down to the fourth line. We have a lot of depth now, right? So Byron stepping up these last 2 games, I knew that this was an opportunity for him to shine, and he's absolutely done that. Beautiful shorthanded goal tonight. Like that pass from Evans too. Like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, that's crazy. And that reminded me of what me and Brandon touched on as well, saying the game against Edmonton reminded him so much of how we were playing at the beginning, and then getting a shorthanded goal tonight, our 8th of the season, definitely reminds us of how we were playing at the beginning as well. So it was just all great to see. A point I saw at the beginning, Tkachuk has been, I think that this makes 5 games, no points for Tkachuk. And it's a bit surprising. The Sens have been playing really well in their last couple of games. So I don't think Kachuk's playing bad, but what do you think's up with that?
Well, I think every player comes down to earth, right? I mean, they all know he's an antagonizer. They all know the kind of player Brady is. I actually had the chance to meet and interview Brady a couple summers ago in the off season when he was a lot nicer off the rink. So that that was nice to meet the nicer side of Brady Tkachuk because he's not afraid. He's not afraid to step up to guys like Shea Weber, who's the man mountain. I mean, he's not intimidated by the most intimidating players in the league. That's a good sign. But I mean, everybody has a drop off, and Ottawa did just have a week off before tonight too, which we kind of forget. I mean, their games against the Habs this past weekend were postponed because of COVID. So, I mean, Ottawa just looked like they didn't have it tonight. And, they got a lot of other injuries too. Austin Watson being out of the lineup.
Yeah.
That guy's a big dude and he contributes when he's not. And when he's not in the lineup, you notice it.
Yeah. And just to touch on what you were saying, they did come out looking a bit flat. In the second, they barely had any shots in the second. I mean, they got up to 23, I think, at the end of the game compared to our 38 shots. But yeah, Allen played really well, but he wasn't really challenged too hard. I'd say, which makes it even more. He deserved the shutout, I think, but whatever, we'll get over it.
Jake the Snake getting it. We had that in the group chat earlier. Jake the Snake. That's a fun that's a fun emoji to put out there, the little snake. I love it.
I'm trying to read some of the comments, but yeah, once again, nothing really to complain about. All four lines are contributing.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, for sure. Phil Deneau getting the first goal too. I mean, every time Deneau scores, I think it's just like a extra bit of joy for the Habs fans after seeing him struggle so much. So
yeah, he's definitely caught on. Corey Perry too. Always fun to see him score. I was
pairs.
It makes me laugh though, because
Love him.
Every goal is the same celebration no matter what, whether it's to go up 3 goals or a game tying goal. Same, just one arm up, no smile, same celebration. I love it.
I'm okay with that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's just the guy who's a total pro. Like, he's been there, done that. Doesn't get too excited, and that's fine with me. I mean, Scory Perry. I think it's a tweet that one of our new favorite tweets as Hab fans is Scory Perry. I love it. He's best of $750,000 the Canadiens have ever spent.
Oh, for sure. I saw a tweet just after today. So 18-19, he had 6 goals in 31 games with the Ducks. 19-20, he had 5 goals in 57 games with the Stars. And then this year, he has 7 goals in 26 games with the Habs. So, I mean, he's really just improving. And he was such is he even going to play? Is he going to play in Laval? And yeah, he's a great addition to our lineup.
It's funny, it's funny to say this because obviously Dale Weiss is a part of our show, but he kind of reminded me of Weiser a little bit, the way that he played and just the way he would battle and try to create his opportunities. But yeah, he's just so much fun to watch. You can put him anywhere in the lineup right now, and he's going to chip in. He's got that winning spirit about him, and the Habs are really feeding off of it. So yeah, can't get enough of Scory Perry right now. Going to overuse that, of course.
We have to. Trying to see if there's any questions in the chat. Trying to focus on both.
Yeah, for sure. We got lots. First of all, the Habs Tonight supporters for every show have been absolutely amazing, and we just had Chris Pronger on last night too, guys. If you haven't had a chance to see that show, please do check it out. The Pronger interview was beyond expectations, in my opinion, because it's a side of him that you never got to see. And I don't know if you agree, Stefi, but my gosh, it was just a deep conversation about a lot of hockey, but it showed how smart of a person he was. And that was brilliant. It was just a really nice job by Aaron and Dale just opening him up last night. It was good.
Yeah, he's so well spoken and he was so honest about everything. And it's as a hockey fan, you're really getting the inside scoop, and it's so fun to hear. You had some good stories. So yeah, if you missed that, definitely go back and watch it. We also posted the full Klecky interview today.
Yes.
So that was a good show to watch too. Sorry, I'm just seeing Aaron's comments. He's super chatted us. Thank you, Aaron.
There you go. If anybody wants to contribute to the super chat, we will be making all donations to a charity that we're going to choose. So it goes to a good cause. If you guys want to jump in on the super chat tonight, you can be any amount that you can give. It doesn't matter how big or small. So if you want to chip in, it's going to go to a great cause. We can assure you that 100%.
He wants us to show the press conference. I don't have my screen sharing set up, but I'm sure all they're going to say is there's nothing controversial tonight. So I'm sure it'll be all the classic answers.
Oh yeah, it'll be you know what, like I said, these are just the points they have to get right. So these are the games where and you know what's funny, Steffi, is this is the time of the season, the weather's changing, spring is in the air. We all missed playoff hockey in Montreal. We've only been in once in the last 5 years, and it just seemed like after they added Stahl and even signed Caulfield to the entry-level contract that there was just a bit of a jolt in the Canadiens, just against Edmonton the other night. I don't know if you felt that too. It just gave them a good spark, and I just feel like it's going to continue.
I hope. I hope. You never know. We go on these crazy winning streaks or playing amazing, and then the next game you're like, what happened to them? But no, I hope. Okay, this is an interesting question from Wendy. What will happen in postseason with cross-border play? I'm not sure if they finalized that yet, especially with more delays with the Canucks being postponed. Who knows how far after the season will be delayed? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, from what I had heard, the way the playoff format's going to go, the North Division for the first 2 playoff rounds will be in Canada, and then we'll be into, it's going to be middle of June by then, if not maybe late June. So by that point, more vaccines will be rolled out, but it's not going to be until the conference finals that teams will potentially be playing in the states that were in Canada, like from the North Division, for example. Like if Montreal plays Pittsburgh, which I know Alyssa Hope would love because she would love to see the Habs and
I'd
Pens
love
go
to
at
see
it.
a repeat from last play-in.
Yeah, I know. It would be another good series. Like you can just never count Crosby and the Penguins out. I don't care what you say.
No.
But that's what it sounds like, is that until the conference finals, we don't have to worry about cross-border play yet. So it will be at least about a month, where it's April 1st, right? So we'll probably at least 2 months away still from having to worry about cross-border play.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I keep reading the questions. I get distracted.
That's okay. Yeah.
We were talking about Jake Evans. So like, I know I asked Brandon this last time, but it's so tough to say. What do you think? Like, if you were Ducharme or Bergevin, who would you scratch?
Oh gosh.
When everyone's healthy.
Good
you have to
question.
Make the call.
Well, I think my answer would be Frolik. No,
Yeah,
and
fair.
that's
No,
not
I
because it's not because he's playing bad. Like that's nothing to do with that. But I think if
Just
you have
because
to
all
pick,
the depth.
yeah, like the depth is what they needed. This is exactly what they were. This is exactly why they added guys like Corey Perry, now Eric Stahl. They got the depth that they need. So now the depth is starting to produce, and that's a good problem to have. So I would have to say Frolik if I'm allowed to pick that, but
Yeah.
I know it's not one of the choices. So
I agree. I think Lekkonen's just getting in the swing of things, and if we need him for the playoffs, if there's injuries, we want him to be in the zone.
We want Lecky in the playoffs, just grinding his butt off, man. Like that's why we love him, right? So it's hard to not see him.
Quit.
Yeah, he's never gonna quit. Like we love him for that. So
this kind of made me laugh, but that's a good point. I mean, they won last night. They did lose tonight, unfortunately, but I mean, maybe we could bubble there.
Yeah, are you talking about the Sabres?
Yeah, he said we could bubble there since.
Bubble.
For the
yeah.
playoffs.
Oh, Buffalo. You want to know something? I got to be honest with you. Like I live half an hour from Buffalo, and I've been to a lot of games in that building. And this was a great time for fans to not have to be in that building to witness the losing streak. And I'm not saying that in a negative way to bash them, right? I mean, the Sabres were set up for failure, in my opinion, the way this whole thing started. This division is one of the hardest in the league right now. They had to go into that with a brand new squad, hoping things would click, and then they get rocked by COVID. I don't know about you, Steffi. Like I heard from Eric Stahl that Buffalo got rocked by COVID way worse than I knew about. So that was something I didn't consider as a factor.
Yeah, like who knows how much of the information we're getting is the real information, and that was. I mean, I heard it at the beginning. So many players got it and then they were out, and who knows how much it affected just like their health in general too. And if they were out for that long and postponed games, like that definitely plays a huge factor for the whole like outcome of your season. Like if it's 1 week, okay, but if it's more than what we even know, if that's what Stahl was saying, then you can't really blame them.
Yeah, that's just it. I mean, from the very outset, I mean, the Sabres cleared their whole front office before the season started. Kevin Adams took over. They like him. They like what he's going to bring. Eric Stahl had nothing but good things to say about Kevin Adams. So, I mean, in terms of Sabres fans, I just feel for them. So I just kind of feel like the need to address that. And it's just, I've seen a lot of Canadiens games I was almost going to call it HSBC Arena, which is like the old name for KeyBank Center from back in the day. It's been through a lot of incarnations, but yeah, you know what? I think the Buffalo Sabres personally will be a miracle turnaround if they are able to do it, because I just really hope it happens for them. I know they're in our division, but I'm kind of pulling for them a little bit.
Yeah, it's a good point you made, not having fans there, because it's so deflating, and if this is the year to do it, it's the right year to do it.
For sure.
Okay, so were there any more comments about the Sens tonight? I'm trying to think. Yeah, they just came out really flat, and the Habs I personally found played better against Edmonton, but they just were the better team tonight still.
And that's a good thing, right? Like Montreal cannot, like the other night they had tons of jump. Like the rest did them well. And tonight was just one of those things, like, and Ottawa, like I said, does have some injuries. You've also got Derek Stepan out of the lineup. they're missing some players. Matt Murray's hurt right now. Their starting goalie's hurt. So, like Ottawa really grinded really well this season. I think Ottawa and Buffalo, if you look at them, for example, Ottawa's kind of in a, I think Buffalo will get to kind of where Ottawa is, where they know they're not maybe going to quite be a contender or even a playoff team yet, but they're going to have some building blocks in place. And that's all you can hope for.
For sure. There's a future there.
I need to take my tube off, by the way. It's way too hot. So I got a baseball hat to sub in here. So we're good. Did I cut out on there a bit?
I think it's me.
Oh, technical difficulties, everybody. Stand by.
Sorry about
stand
that.
By. No, it's okay. We're doing our best to go live here on, so it's all good, but yeah. We're okay. We're okay. Tkachuk versus Kotkaniemi. That's coming from Brandon here. Oh, do you want to see a fight? Is that what you're saying, Brad? Do you want to see a fight between these two? I hope not, because I think everyone's still on that whole Tkachuk. Some people really still wanted Brady Tkachuk to be selected by Montreal, and obviously we took KK, but I have no regrets still.
No, he's coming into a great player.
More and more too. Like, it's really lately, especially, KK's looking more and more engaged every single time. So just a reminder, if anybody wants to have questions answered, of course, if you are able to super chat and chip in a little bit, we would love to answer your questions, and we still will. But if you want to super chat and donate to a charity of the Habs tonight's choosing, we would love that. So just a reminder.
Also, next show, I don't know if you guys can hear me. My Wi-Fi, I'm sorry, everyone.
I can hear you.
But next show, Dan Carcillo. That'll be a great show. Talk about concussions and his time in the NHL. Weiss's first fight was against Carcillo, so definitely tune in for that.
That's going to be a good one.
Other than that, yeah. Did you have any final points or about the post game? I'm just not sure how long my Wi-Fi is gonna stick up.
Yeah, you're coming clear for me. Like, I don't know if you can still hear me good on your side there, but no, it happens. It's all good. In terms of, first of all, the Dan Carcillo interview is going to be great. He's got so many great stories that he's going to bring, and the fact that that was his first fight is pretty amazing. Dan Carcillo, Stanley Cup winner. Just a huge advocate for mental health, and just got a lot to say about, the kind of the shift that hockey culture is in the middle of right now. Hockey culture is changing, and the way we should be treating each other, I think, in the world is changing if you really looked around the last year. But Dan Carcillo has been a big voice for mental health and being a positive advocate, speaking against concussions and trying to protect players, and just has a lot of great stuff to say. But in terms of the game tonight, yeah, I mean, Gallagher obviously got the final goal near the end in typical Gallagher fashion there. Corey Perry we touched on. Byron's shorthanded goal.
Great work from his line mates. Yeah. So I think that just about wraps up the post-game show. We can't forget. Now my comments. Okay. Crushing Cans tomorrow, 7 p.m.
Yes.
It's Good Friday. Everyone has a holiday. No reason to miss out on Crushing Cans with Derek and Brandon. So that should be a good show. But yeah, other than that, any last words?
We got Ottawa again on Saturday. It'll be back at the Bell Center, and then we're going to be going up against Winnipeg again, and then Toronto in the next week or so here. So some big games coming up for the Habs. Eric Stahl entering the lineup maybe as early as, I don't know if Saturday it's too early for him, but I think
they were
against
saying
Winnipeg
48 hours or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, that last push against Toronto, I'm nervous, but I'm excited. It'll be good hockey.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be good.
There's four games.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh yeah. At the very end of the season, right? That's we got the Leafs for no pressure, right? We got the Leafs, but you know what? It could be a preview of the first round of the playoffs if we end up playing them. So, we got to be ready for anything, and that includes Winnipeg, Toronto. 100%. So, but yeah, Cans tomorrow night, and like Stefi mentioned, check out the Placanitz interview. Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you guys haven't already. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, all social media platforms. We're out there. We're on Facebook. Follow us on Facebook too. If you guys haven't already, like our page. Lots of stuff to follow and some great content coming your way. We have merchandise, Stefi, and we're all pretty excited about it too.
Can't wait to get my hands on some of that.
Habs Tonight merchandise. It's legit. We got so many cool ideas for all you guys. You're going to love it. And Nick's doing a fantastic job, as she always does. She's a friggin' rock star, that lady. So, but anyway, yeah, that's my final thoughts, and happy Easter to everybody out there as well.
Yep. Great game, and we'll see you all next time.
See you guys.